hello, or hello again. Hello to you guys if you're watching this video for the first time, and hello again if you saw some of my other videos or you're just rewatching this video again. Before I get into the video, just a quick disclaimer. I'm going to be reading from the Bible, referencing from the Bible, and I know that when I do that, some of you guys are going to automatically click off of this video, and the only thing I can say is that I hope moving forward you will have a more open heart and a more open mind. Okay, so that was the disclaimer, and then just a little context about this channel, what you can expect. I want these videos to be light, I want them to be entertaining, bring some comedic relief to these videos. I know that some of the articles that I'm going to be talking about, they have a more serious tone to them, so I cannot always be as comical as I would like to be, but that's the overall intention with the channel. Okay, so this channel, this is article in scripture, and then what I do is I go online, I try to find an interesting article to talk about, just jot down a few notes, and then I jump over here to the Bible. This is a one-year study Bible, so you can read it from date to date. And as I'm filming today, this is February the 25th, and then I just read something from that section. Okay, so getting right here to the article. This is from it was MSN.com in the address bar, but then in the article it makes reference to Business Insider, so that's the source, Business Insider. And the title of the article is I worked on a cruise ship for 8 months because I wanted to travel. The low pay and exhausting schedule weren't worth it. So this guy named Chris Liberos, Chris L. He said he lived in Miami his entire life, and he's seen cruise ships come and go out of the ports, and he was just always curious, what is it like working on a cruise ship? And I think a lot of us we've been there, done that, right? We're just, you might be at the airport just waiting for your flight to arrive, and then just, what is it like being a flight attendant? And I know for me, I had a job where I would pick up the airline crew from the airport and then drive them over to the hotel and then back and forth. And then just one particular occasion, I was driving, there was a male flight attendant sitting next to me in the passenger seat, and then there was two female flight attendants in the back seat. And then as I was driving, I just casually asked the one male flight attendant, what's it like? Does he enjoy it? Something along those lines of being a flight attendant. And then I can sort of tell he was trying to focus on the highlights of being a flight attendant, the travel, the this, the that, but he was sort of stumbling upon his words. And then one of the female flight attendants in the back seat, she said, yeah, you get to see a lot of hotel rooms. And he kind of, he relented basically and said, yeah, that's a majority of what you deal with as a flight attendant. So I know that in our minds we think what something may be, but until we actually get in there and do it, it could be just totally different than what we had originally imagined. So this Chris L., he said he worked on a cruise ship for 8 months after working in the hotel industry. He said he was shocked by the crew's rigorous work schedule, lack of free time, and low pay. And then in the article he talks about he can work up to 7 days a week, day after day after day, without a single day off. And he says the pay had to be the most shocking part. Myself making $2,100 a month is pretty bad as a U.S. citizen. But there were other people there working in different departments that made almost nothing, like around $700 a month. That breaks down to less than $2 an hour. Holy cow. I mean, you might as well be volunteering your time for $2 an hour. He said the article concludes he's back in Miami working the hotel event management and is relieved to be back to a 9 to 5 with his weekends off. So I guess he went through that experience. It's not what it was. It's not what his expectations were. It would have been interesting if he would have kind of summarized, taken away a sense of gratitude and appreciation. He kind of alludes to that, but it would have been, I think it would have been nice to focus on, like I said, that gratitude and appreciation, because we do have so much to be grateful for. Like right now, I work at Amazon. In my job, we can downflex or we can upflex. Standard 8 hours, so obviously if they downflex 7 hours, if they upflex it's 9 hours. And sometimes it can feel pretty long when they, when I work a 9-hour shift, or at my older Amazon job, we used to work 10-hour shifts. So, and when that happened, when I used to work that schedule, there were times like, oh man, is this schedule ever going to end? So it's always going to be something. Long hours, long commute, cranky co-workers, lack of benefits. At the end of the day, do we have a job? Do we have an apartment, a home to come to, a bed to sleep on at night, during the day if you work the night shift? We have so much to be thankful and grateful for, especially if we live here in this country, in the United States of America, and to open ourselves up to stepping outside of our world, and then kind of stepping into somebody else's role and seeing what their experience is like. So that was an interesting article. I'm going to jump right over here to the Bible. This one is from Psalm 41, 1 through 3, and it says, "Oh, the joys of those who are kind to the poor. The Lord rescues them when they are in trouble. The Lord protects them and keeps them alive. He gives them prosperity in the land and rescues them from their enemies. The Lord nurses them when they are sick and restores them to health." So, what can I gather from these two sources of information? Just going right back here. All the joys to those who are kind to the poor. And it's not only just compassion, but just compassion, patience, stepping into somebody else's shoes, stepping into their world. I know it's so easy to be in our own little bubble, to be in our own little worlds, and not know what other people are going through, but I think it's just so important to do that, to either watch a YouTube video or read an article, or maybe just, it could be a coworker that you wouldn't normally speak to. Maybe that person has an accent. We can just talk to them. Maybe ask them, were they born here in the USA? Were they born in a different country? Well, what was that experience like? Was there fear involved when they moved over here? Did they already know how to speak English when they arrived here? I mean, I think it's just so important to really open ourselves up to our sense of humanity, and just see the bigger picture. It's not just our world. I mean, obviously it's a very big world, and then just to tap into that big world. So that was today's video. If you guys enjoy this content, I would ask politely, please support me, please follow me. I'm not looking to grow this into a big channel. Some of those infamous YouTubers, they've had to say a lot of obnoxious things. They've had to do a lot of obnoxious things to get the notoriety that they currently have. That's not what I'm about. That's not what this channel is about. But if I could just have some semblance of an audience, it would mean a lot to me. So I will see you guys in the next article and scripture video.